Smiling Friends has absolutely insane world building, so much so that my viewers in my last Smiling Friends video went crazy in the comment section declaring that I missed so much added lore. So everybody strap in, we're about to cover some more insane world building. Also, hey, I'm Larry. Like, comment, subscribe if you want a sequel to this, and let's get straight into it. First of all, let's get back to Spamtopia. Most notably, the king of Spamtopia, Oscar.
Did you just look into my eye?
Oscar has a lot of hidden origin. Not only is his design similar to that of the Fun Twins, whom appeared in a previous episode of Season 1, but his origin could also be linked back to a show titled Atop the Fourth Wall, and also old Newgrounds animations. The first possible inspiration is Paulo, a robot puppet, who the main character of Atop the Fourth Wall develops.
Alright, so then Wonder Woman moving flappy killing electro-patty whack in a dog bone.
However, the other possible inspiration might be from an old Newgrounds show titled Claw Crew.
I want you to buy a high-technology computer for me. If you don't do that, I'll punish you. Do you understand?
Claw Crew is old and relatively obscure, releasing in August of 2001. The characters speak using True Voice.
Wait, I'm in a Flash movie? Yep. So you can pretty much make anything you want? That's right. Alright then, show yourself.
Exactly the same as Oscar does in the episode of Spamtopia.
I can't believe it's you, Oscar!
Your letters got me through the hardest years of my life, when I hated my eye the most.
And as with really the entire town.
Welcome to Spamtopia. Please enjoy your stay. There's one thing rule here, so please obey. Please do not make eye contact with anyone. It's very offensive to us. Please respect our tradition.
Next up, let's talk about lore surrounding this crazy guy named James. A man who is utterly in love with Charlie.
You did it again, James. You pushed away the one guy who actually gave a damn about you.
At the beginning of the Grimbley episode, it is revealed that James is actually the guy who requested a cameo from Grimbley.
Hey, James from Idaho. A little birdie told me it's your birthday today, and you're also a big fan of Grimbley. Oh yeah, ooh. And I've seen her. I should also tell Tyler to go to hell. I don't know who Tyler is or what that means.
The fact that the James here is requesting Tyler to go to hell seems pretty in character when it comes to the James that we know.
Said I can't really have the trouble here.
Can you shut up?
Now, it is possible this could have been another James, but I think it makes sense that this would be the same James from Idaho. But for me, two of the same name in the exact same episode, I think there's an implication here that James here looked up to Grimbley. As for characters who have the same name, of course we have Jason, fake Shrimpina's ex-boyfriend, who died in a bike accident.
Yeah, my boyfriend Jason died in a motorcycle accident a few months ago.
And Jason the boss, the 18-year-old son who the boss loves very dearly.
I'm gonna need you to look after my 18-year-old son Jason for me until I get back.
Here's something crazy. Do you remember the Professor Psychotic episode? In that episode, Professor Psychotic has a brother who's rotoscoped. His name goes by Doug. Much like many in Spamtopia, Doug is seen clipping in and out of his body, almost as if he's breaking through reality, as many in Spamtopia have been able to do. This would further confirm the theory that Doug and Mr. Psychotic's mom is Spanish, meaning that Doug and Professor Psychotic have Spanish blood in them. Perhaps their father is just a regular human. I mean, maybe what makes you Spanish is being a descendant of someone who's Spamtopian and someone who is human. This isn't the first time we've seen rotoscoping in the series. It happens in Season 1, when it comes to that one dude at the party declaring that Pim is too old for this.
Hello there, I'm Pim. Would you like to be our friend?
Whoa! What the f***, dude? Don't touch me!
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Dude, what the f***? Why are you f***ing here, man? You're so old. Where's your wife? Go home to your family, dude.
It is possible that he himself could probably be Spanish. Speaking of callbacks, remember how in the last video I discussed the Critter War? Well, not only is the thumbnail of that video a parody of a timeline of the Eastern Front during World War II, you can also hear Alan mention the war in the Brothers Egg episode.
Where's the remote? I want to watch the updates on the war. Remote's broken.
So yes, there was a war that happened between critters and humans, we just don't really know when it happened. Of course now, critters and humans are all good, but according to the comments of my last video, there's a big tension between the humans, critters, and demons that implies a tragic background for the show, which I find hilarious. Almost as hilarious as the mystery of the fifth smiling friend, known as Zongo. Yes, I've covered 4 other 5th Smiling Friends in my previous video, but Zongo is even more mysterious because he exists outside the show and is a gag between Zach and Michael that was established in the Season 2 interviews.
Now, I was listening to an interview you guys did before about a possible 5th Smiling Friend. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? I mean, if we're going to see that in Season 2?
I feel like I think we'll spoil it if we talk about it too much. I think just go and find it. He's there. He or she, we don't know. We don't judge. I wouldn't say that. I think it's, but yeah, it's there somewhere in the background. What else?
The recurring one of the reoccurring themes, and there's a lot of Smiling Friends, is the 5th Smiling Friend, right? And so in Season 1, we have a hidden one. We have Smormu, who's kind of a joke one. He got beaten to death or whatever happened to him. Zongo. In Season 2, we have a character called Zongo. So just keep an eye out. Name. Remember, say my name. You ever see Breaking Bad? Say Zongo's name, and it all makes sense.
Yeah, it doesn't now, but yeah.
Not only that, but in the Season 2 synopsis for Smiling Friends, he's also mentioned. Zongo may be implicit when it comes to whoever he may be. He could be a background character, or in reality, he's probably just some dumb, bullshit that Zach made up. That's most definitely what it is. But if you want something a little more intelligent, when it comes to Satan's daughter, Britney, there's a lot you can say about her. For one, we can now say we've seen 2 members of the Satan family. But for another, if you look at the demonology book that Pim was reading, the text written in the book is all in Latin, but once translated, it translates to a 2000s love pop song by Emma Bunton titled What Took You So Long. If you want another cool reference, when Britney screams in this episode,
oh my god, that genuinely got you. I've never seen you jump like that before.
It looks strikingly similar to the violin girl in Courage the Cowardly Dog and her scream. Another funny theme that could be a reference is that Charlie's demon hunting outfit for when he's about to kill the boss's wife looks exactly like Linkara, which Zach and Michael love to reference all the time. And honestly, who cannot love Linkara? When it comes to Britney's ex-husband, however, the boss, it gets even funnier. For one, the boss doing the puppy face.
Please, I'm serious this time. Please believe me.
Fuck off, dude. That's cheap. That's low-hanging fruit.
That one got you.
Yeah, the dog face. Yeah, the dog got me. Good job.
You love it.
Yeah, I do. You know me. There it is again.
Let's go, Charlie.
Is a reference to the director's commentary for the episode The Smiling Friends Go to Brazil, in where it is joked that Mark, who works as an animator and voice actor for the show, had to do a puppy face to get the role as the tourist guy in the Smiling Friends Go to Brazil episode.
Hello. I saw you from across the airport, and I was just wondering if, are you a tourist? Are you a tourist?
Yeah, I'm sorry. We don't really have the time to talk right now. We're in the middle of figuring something out.
You are a tourist?
Mark was born to play this role, I think.
Yeah. He fought to play this.
He fought.
We've said no. We're gonna give it to a real
and by the way,
Brazilian man.
we gave him a hard no.
Yeah.
He called us on FaceTime crying. He said, look how sad I am, look how sad I am.
And we had to give it, he just did that puppy dog face that he does that we love, that makes us just, how hearts
it makes
just
us
melt.
go gaga. And he knows it too, he knows it pushes our buttons. So he did the face, we went gaga, he closes the phone, we go, alright, I guess we gotta give him the bit, and then we give him the bit. And
I mean, how can you say no to that?
How can he say no?
If you heard it yourself, you couldn't say no. I don't care how hardened you are, how
I don't care what he's
chiseled
asking you for either. He could ask you to drive off a cliff, and when he does that face, when he does that voice, you do it.
In the same episode, it's established that Professor Psychotic squashing the first egg with a book is a reference to this Russian video, and where this guy creates homunculi and crushes his experiment with a book, a video that Zach obsesses over. Oh, here's another cool world-building thing. Professor Psychotic has a poster of Bill Nye in the background, and unfortunately for him, in the episodes that would follow afterwards, Bill Nye would just die in front of, the Smiling Friends crew.
Well, death isn't scary at all, no. It's perfectly natural. Even the birds, even the bees, even all of these little things. Yeah, death isn't scary at all.
I imagine he himself also had to mourn the loss of Bill like Charlie had to.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm still processing the fact that Bill Nye, the freaking science guy, just passed on, and we saw it. I was like the biggest fan of a show. I knew the theme song, Bill Nye. I'm not gonna do it, but yeah, I'm like a mega fan, so that was hard to watch.
Speaking of Professor Psychotic and his brother, when they fight, it resembles a meme referencing The Last of Us Part 2 of the main character Ellie being choked by another character named Abby. It like almost looks exactly like it, and that's kind of based. Not only that, but Professor Psychotic is a reference to Dr. Insano, which may be my most favorite reference out of like anything.
Now a new reign of terror begins. My reign of terror.
Together, we can finally succeed in my lifelong mission of creating life. Then I will finally take over the world.
Yo.
Growing up, I used to think Dr. Insano was like the worst bit on Channel Awesome, accompanied by many other worst bits, but now as I sit back as a 24-year-old, it was actually kind of like Kino. Dr. Insano was basically the alter ego of the YouTuber Spoonie, who he himself has his own like fair share of issues that I won't get into right now. Just know that Zach is a big fan of Channel Awesome. I'm just going to take the second here to talk about the Smiling Friends curse, which if I'm being honest, I'm really just coining that term just now, but trust me, it makes sense for me to call it this. On the same day of the release of the episode Mr. President, in where it is revealed that worms have control of major geopolitical happenings across the world, it was reported in the news that presidential candidate Robert Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. had a worm lodged in his brain previously. Not only that, but on the same day the episode A Alien Adventure released, and where DJ Spit perishes in a helicopter accident, the Iranian president, who, let's be honest, wasn't a good guy, was announced to have died via helicopter accident as well. Now, is there an actual curse when it comes to Smiling Friends? Probably not. There's no way Zach and Michael Cusack knew this was going to happen. Fans just find it weird that this happened twice in the same season. I do have to fix a mistake I made in my previous video. In that video, I failed to have realized that Pym stated that Ross Perot won re-election, implying that Ross Perot won his 1992 presidential campaign against Bill Clinton in 1992. In terms of the world building of the series, in another episode it was revealed that Mr. Frog got a picture with President Bill Clinton. Who knows if Mr. Frog took this while Bill Clinton was running in 1992, only for Clinton to lose in 92, or if Bill Clinton had a presidency that took place in a different time period. When it comes also to presidential references, we see that Glep is dressed up as Ronald Reagan in the season 1 Halloween episode. It kind of foreshadows that eventually Glep would be president himself, as I established in my previous Smiling Friends video, but Reagan references don't stop here. Ronald Reagan as a character actually does appear in the Frowning Friends episode.
Well, I don't know what that peanut or that fellow over there is saying, but I believe you should try to win back the marketplace with a more competitive business model.
Oh, wow, what a great idea.
Not. Why did you invite us here in the first place if you won't listen to our advice?
None of you are any help. Just get out now.
Continuing on politics, Mr. Frog's proposed economic policies in the episode Mr. President begins with a headline article reading Industrial Society and Its Future, which is an obvious reference to the Unabomber, or also known as Ted Kaczynski, and his manifesto. A theory that a commenter stated in my previous video that really interested me stated this. My theory is that the episodes don't air in chronological order. In the Alien episode, Charlie and Pym don't know if aliens exist, and Charlie hasn't seen the Earth from space. It would make sense that this episode occurred before the Enchanted Forest episode, since neither Charlie nor Pym are faced by the sight of an alien, and before the episode where God throws Charlie back to Earth, since he sees the Earth from space. What could also attribute to this, Charlie seeing Earth from space, in the original episode where Glep is retelling everything, is all from Glep's perspective, since by the end of that episode, we see he's telling a story to his grandchildren.
But did all of that really happen?
Yep, hell is actually real, and Christianity was right all along. Sorry.
Oh.
Now when it comes to the exact location that the Smiling Friends are located in, many of the people who commented in my previous video have stated that they are headquartered in Philadelphia. When you look in the background of some of the places when they announce the news, you see the One Liberty Tower in the background, which is of course located in Philadelphia. What's funny to me is that mentions of Bill Clinton, Ross Perot, and Ronald Reagan implies that much of normal American history has happened throughout the universe of Smiling Friends, implying that the American Revolution and things like the Civil War or World War I and II happened in this universe, the same universe in where a guy named Squiggly Miggly exists. Remember this theory in my previous video, in where it was implied that Charlie's girlfriend was crushed by a bulldozer? Well, another fan theory suggests that maybe she did die in the off-season, as in the episode before she comes back, Mr. Boss is able to get the red crystal, which brings his son Jason back to life. Perhaps Charlie borrowed it to bring his girlfriend back to life, but once again, dude, like Michael and Zach were just bullshitting here, dude, it doesn't matter. We do have some cool callbacks, though, in the Spamtopia episode.
I don't know if you remember this or not, but the last time we hung out, like, you and I, you actually sucked on my nose, so.
What? I don't remember doing that.
Yeah, you
Sucked on your nose.
Yep, yeah, you absolutely did. It was the day with all the Desmond Blibbley stuff. Like, it was like pretty recently. It wasn't that long ago, but yeah, you went for my nose. You got excited. You sucked on it, and you got it.
Well,
and I wasn't. I just want you to know I wasn't cool with that at all.
Sure, I honestly don't remember doing that.
It was recent.
Well, yeah, if I did, I'm sorry. I just don't remember doing that, but it sounded like it really bothered you.
It did bother me.
It references the very first episode of the series.
No.
Come here, Al, you crazy character.
No. No.
Guys, if you want some more world building, this commenter right here, the 711 Devon 4, went into a little more detail surrounding what critters are, the species that Charlie, Pim, and Alan are. He states this: something I found very interesting is the mix of humans and critters. Humans are just that, like Dave, Mr. Frog's producer, Bill Nye, etc. Critters are the multicolored creatures, like the Smiling Friends cast, DJ Spit, the Bliblies, etc. Critters are often lanky and more radically, with bulbous eyes, perched on the tip of their heads. However, there are a significant number that have in-socket eyes. Critters seem to be unable to grow full heads of hair, as most are either bald or have only a few wispy thin hairs on their scalp. Based on the consistency of the critter's design, Spamtopians could constitute their own unique category. Some critters like the landlord and Charlie's grandma seem to overly stress random words in their speech.
Just wondering if you wanted to hang out with me and smoke weed and fill our bellies with diet soda and play Burnout Revenge for the PS2.
Oh, my beautiful grandson.
Grandma, what are you doing here?
Oh, I cursed and said, damn, in 1958 when I saw your grandfather being shot in the head by that rotten burglar.
That seems a little bit unreasonable. I don't think you should be in hell for that.
Which could be a cultural thing, like an accent or a dialect. Humans and critters are able to date with no taboo, as Jennifer and Shrimp, Charlie and his girlfriend, and the parents of Doug and Dennis from the Brothers Egg episode. This show is packed full of world building that most don't notice, and I love it for that. And basically all I'm saying is, guys, I love Smiling Friends, I love making YouTube videos, and I love how this was trending on YouTube, and I love my country, and I love my God, and happy 4th of July, everyone. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.